Welcome to Heart Event. I'm Kay, and I'm back with Josh, and you're listening to this month's bite-sized episode, the very first in the series where we have smaller conversations about games that all relate to one genre or topic and wrap them up into one package. Josh, how are you doing, and how are you feeling about today being our first bite-sized episode?
All right, first off, I'm doing fantastic. I feel great. It's a beautiful day today, and I feel exceptionally great about our first bite-sized episode. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm excited that we're doing something a little bit different and starting the series. I think that the bite-sized episodes will be really fun, and I am looking forward to talking about today's topic, which is builders. We have a combination of town and diorama building games, which I love as a way to wind down at the end of the night or just a calm way to take my mind off of things. And this is one of my favorite genres, so I think today will be a fun one.
Well, I am excited to hear everything you have to say about this.
Before we get started, at the top of the episode, is there anything you've been playing? Anything you want to talk about? Any gaming news?
For me, I play pretty much the same game all the time. I'm still playing Overwatch. It's the 10-year anniversary this month, and I've been playing that game for, 8 or 9 years at this point. And I can't believe I've been playing a single game for 8 or 9 years, but I still love it, so here we are. What about you? What have you been playing?
I haven't been playing too much. I haven't had too much time because I've been editing the pod and doing planning and stuff like that, but I did play a free game called Wish Upon a Cat the other day, and that was really cute. I'm not going to say too much on it because I think I want to include it in an upcoming episode, but it was only like an hour-long experience, and I just played it before bed the other night, and it was pretty cute.
You told me about that one, and it sounds really cute, so I can't wait for you to talk about that in another episode.
All right, well, getting into the builders, I am going to start strong with my favorite on the list, Twinklebee.
Oh yeah, you love Twinklebee.
Twinklebee, this is the Steam description. Twinklebee is a cozy decoration game where you map out an archipelago of floating islands and build dioramas for a society of spacefaring neighbors. Expand your collection, discover antique secrets, decorate, and when you change your mind, evict everyone and throw their furniture into space.
I got two things. I have two feelings about this. First of all, the way that you pronounce archipelago.
Wait.
Which I cannot do. Very impressed.
Well, I was wondering, is it archipelago? I thought it was archipelago. Like, it's not arch, right?
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay.
I don't know if I could say that word ever.
Right, okay, so, yeah.
And second, I love how you just throw the stuff into space. That's, who hasn't wanted to hurl something into space just to see?
NASA does that all the time.
Yeah, I'm aware of NASA. However, I, as a regular person, would love to try.
So like I said, Twinklebee is a diorama builder. It has this cute clay-like art style. The characters kind of look like a claymation or like a kid's toy. And everything's really cute and bubbly. It has like round edges. So that was what drew me to it in the first place. I say this every time. I'm an art style person.
And how could you not be? You have to look at it. Don't you want to like how it looks?
Yeah, especially with games like this where it's building and decorating. I feel like other games, maybe you don't like the art style, but the gameplay makes up for it. But in a game that is fully aesthetics based, at the end of the day, basically, it's like you do want to be playing a builder that you like the look of, so.
Yeah, you kind of have to be all in on that.
And I really love the space theme. It's even just called Twinklebee, and it has like the big bubbly stars on the loading screen and stuff. So that's what drew me to it, is that it was like all night sky and space themed. So Twinklebee is part decorator, part idler. What happens is the neighbors show up on these ships that fly through space. They're literally flying through the air, and they show up at your floating island and they dock. The neighbors throw their bag onto the dock and make themselves at home. You take their bag and put their bag in whatever room or house that you want them to live in, and then you can hover over the neighbor and see their thought bubble of what they would like to be comfortable in that space. So, for example, if a neighbor shows up and their thought bubble has like arts and crafts stuff and maybe like desserts, then you want to place their bag into a room and then decorate that room with maybe like a table that has an easel and a paintbrush and paint, and then another table that has a bunch of dessert options. So that's the part where the gameplay really comes in. And then once the room is decorated, that's kind of where it gets a little bit idle because you can't control what the neighbors are doing. things, so you have to wait for them to come up to the room and interact with those items themselves to fill their happiness meter. So I really like to play Twinklebee when I'm kind of looking to unwind and have like a brain off gaming session, because I can balance playing for a couple minutes and then maybe I wait for the neighbor to do their thing while I scroll on my phone and answer like a couple text messages, and then a new neighbor will come and I'll have to decorate their room. So
If you were in Twinklebee, what would be in your little thought bubble?
probably like a gaming console and some coffee.
That's pretty good.
What would be in your room?
Probably Dr. Pepper.
That's it? Just Dr. Pepper?
No, they're using games and probably a whole bunch of food. Any kind of food.
You're just staring at the wall drinking
But
your Dr. Pepper. You're shotgunning 8 back to back and then you go to bed. Wake up and do it again.
I don't think it's humanly possible to shotgun 8 Dr. Peppers and then fall asleep.
I think it's possible.
No.
I have faith that I could do it, like right now.
No. Now? Okay. I'll be right back.
What is it? Do you mean like because of the sugar or the caffeine? Like what makes you say that?
The bubbles.
What? The bubbles keep you awake at night, or?
You want to be filled with like probably close to like a gallon of Dr. Pepper with all those bubbles, and you're gonna lay down?
I'm so confused.
You're gonna float away.
Okay.
I'm being too loud.
Okay. Twinklebee also has really cute weather and time of day options. So I already talked about how I really like the nighttime setting because it has the cute bubbly stars, but it has all these different options. Like you can choose between the 4 seasons, you can choose between night and day, and then there's all of these special options too. Like you can have shooting stars, fireworks, you can be literally in space with planets with like rings around them, like surrounding your island. So everything about it is just adorable. And then I do like that you get to build up the island and then decide that you're done and throw everything off the side. It's really funny just watching everything like drop off. And when you throw someone's bag off the side, they cry and then they open up an umbrella and throw themselves off the island, which is crazy.
Why are you laughing about that, honey?
Because it's funny. Like, it's a really funny animation, and I think it's funny that they didn't just make them, like, wave and fade out or something. Like, they made them cry and then just float away.
Yeah, because it's depressing. It's very all your stuff is in space. You gotta start over.
I guess, yeah. Or, I guess maybe you could do, like, an Alice in Wonderland thing where you're flying down with it and you're grabbing onto what you can.
Oh.
They also just recently had a critter update. So before the critter update, there were just birds that would like land on the top of your trees, or I think maybe like land on your roof sometimes or something. But they added a bunch of stuff like butterflies, and there are like squirrels, I think, and there are fish that swim around in the river. So it made it like a lot more alive, in my opinion. And then they also have seasonal events. So it keeps it really engaging and fun because I keep coming back to Twinklebee because every once in a while there's a seasonal event where you can get event-specific decor and usually a rare neighbor as well. And they balance it really well where it's fun to get those items and wait for the neighbor, but it doesn't take very long. So they usually have the seasonal events go on for a long time, like long enough that even if I get busy, I do have time to participate in the event. And these little like stars, they call them stellars, fall out of the sky and land on the island, and you gather them, and that's how you buy the furniture from the antique store. And I can usually purchase the whole seasonal set, which is really nice because it's always kind of a bummer when there are seasonal events in games, but they're kind of short and then the items are kind of expensive or something, because then I get bummed out like, oh, I didn't get everything. And then the rare neighbors are fun because they're not super easy to get, where it's like not even fun or like challenging to try and attract them to your island. But it's also not so hard that you start to be like, oh my god, I don't think I'm gonna get them. Like, they do show up usually within like 1 or 2 nights of me playing. So that's Twinklebee. I love it.
I like Twinklebee too. It's very cute in a small little guy kind of way.
Yeah, the character designs are just like so adorable. And like I said, I really do love how bubbly everything is. Okay, next up on the list we have Cloudside Lane. The Steam description says Cloudside Lane is a small casual building game. Immerse yourself in a tranquil and comfortable environment, build houses, and create your own cozy streetscape. There are no scores or rules here, just follow your heart to create and feel. So I played this one as a Next Fest demo. I was drawn to it because of the very pretty art style and color palette. Where Twinklebee is more cute, Cloudside Lane is more beautiful. It has this gorgeous lo-fi while you play, and it's like a small street area, and you're more so building up. Like, it's very city-like, and you can make it look like very busy and have a lot going on. It looks like a kind of like crowded apartment space. But what I find interesting about Cloudside Lane is their ability to balance the fact that you're making kind of a busy apartment cityscape, but they still made it like really serene and relaxing to play. And the demo is still up. The full release is planned for sometime in 2026. It's not out in full release yet, but I love playing the demo and I'm really interested to see what they're going to add, because the demo to me feels like some of the fully released builders that I've played. So I wonder if they'll add more settings or more variations or more items. Like, I don't know what they're going to do in full release, but I'm really looking forward to finding out, because I think that the demo is already fantastic. So that is Cloudside Lane.
Yeah, I remember seeing you playing the demo of this, and I thought that it was an actual finished game, and it, as I'm finding out right now, is not. It's very beautiful. It's got that like bio kind of steampunk thing where there are plants in there, and everything's like kind of at night is like all neon-y and cool, and there's tubing coming out of stuff. Like, I like the vibe of the game a lot.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And the lo-fi adds so much to it. Especially, I like when these games have a nice calm soundtrack that's like really pretty, because like I said, I like to play them at night to wind down. So the lo-fi really adds to that effect. Next up, we have Minami Lane. Description says, welcome to Minami Lane. Build your own street in this tiny, cozy, casual management sim. Unlock and customize buildings, manage your shops, and maximize the happiness of your villagers to complete quests and fill your street with love. This is another one with a very cute art style, pastel color palette, but Minami Lane has more management sim aspects than building aspects, although you are choosing where to place the pre-made shops, and you can kind of customize them a little bit, but only in terms of like changing the roof shape or what the sign looks like or the color palette. But you're not really building up the actual buildings. You're more so building up the street in the way that you would like to. And Minami Lane does have a sandbox mode, so you can kind of just play creatively if you would like to. But it also has a challenge mode with levels, and that's where the management sim aspect really comes in. So the levels will give you a specific objective, and then you have to build up your street in a way that is conducive to meeting that goal. So you can kind of switch between playing with more structure or just building up the street in a way that looks cute to you. And it has all of these cute little things in the gameplay too, like picking up trash, finding a hidden tanuki every day, petting the cats that walk through your street, and also waving to the cyclists. So pretty charming, and I really liked this one. I played through all of the challenge modes in like a day, but I still revisit sometimes just to play the sandbox mode and build up a cute street, or sometimes I replay the levels too. So that's Minami Lane. I really like that one.
I remember seeing you playing this as well, and I really like the color palette, like you mentioned. I like that there's like a mix of the shops and these like tree houses, parks and stuff. And I remember you had to like balance that out when you were putting up your street. And I thought that that was really fun.
Yeah, there's like a whole aspect of the game where you have to balance things that beautify the street with the shops. Like, the people will get kind of bored if you don't have those parks and those like treehouse structures to make everything look a little better. And you also get bonuses for like beautifying the actual shops themselves too. Like, you can choose to make them more efficient or more beautiful basically, and it helps if you kind of balance that out as well. And those little aspects I mentioned, like picking up the trash and finding the tanuki every day, will give you like bonus points and money too. So those little things are cool.
Yeah, I agree. One other thing I would just like to say about it is I really like the tanuki. I love his little hat. I love how like stylized they made him. He's just like holding up a peace sign in some of the like official art and stuff. He's very cute.
Yeah, and he's not like hiding behind a building or something. The way you find him is there will be like a little item on your street every day. So it's like kind of a little bit of a hidden object game because it's not as obvious as like the trash scattered around your street that you have to click on. But it'll be like a little love letter or something like tucked in the corner. And you can be like, oh, I found it, and click it. And then the Tanuki will pop up and you'll get extra money. So really adorable how they did that. Next up, we have Shantytown. This one is one that I played the demo of. Shantytown is a relaxing diorama building game about finding beauty in everyday chaos. Bring new locations to life, stack your urban buildings high, and fill each little nook and cranny with your own touch. Try your hand at shaping a cozy little town that is unique to you. So, the only thing about Shantytown is that I'm a little fuzzy on the storyline of it because when you start out in the demo, you receive a letter from the Bureau of Development and it says that there are 8 locations that have unauthorized building going on and you need to go investigate. And from what I'm gathering, it's kind of like, I think that you're going to the 8 locations and being like, okay, I'll take this over. And they're saying like in return for you going to investigate, they'll let you take over the building process and you can build up the area how you would like as long as you meet their requirements, basically. That's what I got from it. They give you a dossier to log your findings in each location. So from what I could tell, you're building up the location, taking a picture of it, and then putting it in the folder. So that's kind of like how you're checking off each location from the checklist as you finish them up. And the areas are really, really tiny. So it's not like a chunk of land or street like it has been for the other games we've talked about. It's just like this little lot that you get each time. So things can get really crowded and they can get really messy, or you can try your best to keep the small area organized. And that's a bit of a different challenge, I think, than the others. But the beauty of it is that you can have it either way as long as the requirements are met. So you can end up building some really pretty things in this game, whether you go the messy route or the super organized route, in my opinion. So that's Shantytown. That's a cool one. I haven't completely seen the full scope of the game since I've only played the demo, but I would like to make time to play it sometime in the near future, especially since it's not as open-ended and you can kind of like make your way through the 8 locations and then feel like you've kind of put a bow on the game. So that's that one.
So I looked up screenshots of it to see like how it looked and stuff, and it looks really interesting. There's different like cliffs that you build on, sides of these like stairs. There looks like there's a roaming monster that there's a shantytown built on top of. I don't know what to call it. It looks like a monster. It might be a big bug, but I mean, it looks really, really interesting. I want to see more of this.
Yeah, the demo's still up, so if this sounds interesting to you, you can still play the demo. It's up at the time of recording. Next up, we have Summer House, a tiny building game about beautiful lived-in houses. No rules or restrictions, just pure creativity. Summer House is a small-scale building game and a love letter to the feeling of long-lost summer afternoons. Craft a neighborhood of tiny, beautiful, lived-in homes in a variety of settings, the sea, the city, or the mountains. While there are some little secrets to uncover, there are no rules and you can't win or lose. Just chill out, build to your heart's content, and soak up the atmosphere. So this one's really relaxing and open-ended with no objectives. It really captures the charm of old buildings, which we can relate to because we live in an area that is mostly old buildings. I think it really does it well. It makes them look a little bit run down and the color palette isn't as bright. It has this super pretty and serene, subtle color palette with like this pixelated art style, and everything about it just looks really calming and homey, like inviting. It gives you these small spaces where you can build houses, cafes, shops, whatever you want. But the areas aren't as small as Shantytown. It's like you'll get like a whole field. So you have room for more than one house. You can kind of build up that area, but it's not like a huge area or anything. And something I really like about Summer House is just the calming nature of it. Like it has really good atmospheric sounds. The breeze is blowing. You can see the grass like rustling in the breeze, and you can hear the wind making a sound. There are like birds chirping, water flowing, leaves rustling. In the city area, there's like a car running in the background, and there's really calming music. So it's funny, I've actually played this one a bunch of times, but every time I only play it for like maybe 20 minutes because it's so calming that I end up just falling asleep.
This is another game that I don't think that I've gotten to see you play. So again, I looked up some screenshots to see how it looked, and like you said, the color palette is beautiful. I really like some of the blues that they had. That I feel like the way that you are describing how the entire game is and looks, I'm getting that vibe like completely from the screenshots.
Cool. So Now for this second half of the list, I am going to make a disclaimer that these are all games that are on my wish list and I haven't played yet. So first up on this side of the list, we have Tiny Glade, which is a small diorama builder where you doodle whimsical castles, cozy cottages, and romantic ruins. Explore gridless building chemistry as the game adorns your glades with procedural detail. No management, combat, or goals, just kick back and turn forgotten meadows into lovable dioramas. So this one looks really cool and like it has a lot more specific customization. It has like an editing tool that allows you to change the height of things and customize doorway openings, expand the fences, and like make the path whatever shape you want it to be, make the fences whatever shape you want them to be too. It's kind of hard to explain just in this format, but the Steam trailer I think demonstrates it really nicely. And like they said, there's no grid or anything, so I feel like this one is good if you're somebody who has like a really specific idea of what you want to make and you don't want any of those restrictions and you don't want any rules. It's like, in my opinion, perfect for the like hyper specific creative person who loves to build up really specific things like this. And it looks like it has a little bit of terraforming too. I saw in the trailer that this one area started out like really grassy and then it looked like the person selected the water tool and like dragged it over the area to make it all water. So that's cool. And there are all these little details in it that are really charming. Like you can pet the animals. I saw that there were little sheep in front of the building that they were making and they pet the sheep and a little heart showed up above its head. So that's cute. I always like stuff like that. And this one has a more 3D style with a realistic color palette. So I think like something like Twinklebee is cute to me because it reminds me more of like a dollhouse and it's like more cutesy and toy-like. But this one is good if you want it to be more realistic and specific, I think.
To me, this game looks so romantic and dreamy. It was like beautiful.
Yeah, and then we have Small Spaces. Design and decorate beautiful apartments you'd love to live in. Relax and let your creativity flow. Organize a simplistic flat in Tokyo. Fill a cozy place with flowers in Berlin. Or unpack an industrial loft in New York. This one is more of like a decorator / diorama builder. It looks like you get a little description of who's moving into the apartment and what they like to do. Like, the example in the Steam screenshot says that they like to host dinner parties and sit by the window to watch the city lights, and you can go from there. Like maybe you really build up the dining room and you make sure that there's a comfy couch next to the window or something. It's more just placing furniture and putting the apartment together, but this is another one where you have like a light prompt so you don't start from scratch and have absolutely no idea what to build, but you also have a lot of creative freedom, and I really liked how it looked.
I like the idea of this a lot. I think that it reminds me a lot of Happy Home Paradise from Animal Crossing. And I think this would actually be like super fun as somebody who doesn't normally play these kinds of games.
Next up, we have Make Room. Build rooms, gardens, and camper vans with over 1,000 objects and the ability to make your own furniture from scratch. Learn with gentle design requests, then relax and create at your own pace. So this one's similar to Small Spaces, but they have those extra options of designing a garden or camper van, which is cool. But this one has that more Twinklebee bubbly art style, and it looks like they push you in the right direction. Like, hey, what if you put a plant in the corner? So it might be good if you like to customize, but don't want to feel the pressure of fully coming up with the vision yourself. There's like a little house mascot in the corner, like Josh related it to the Microsoft paperclip, but every once in a while it'll be like, hey, try putting a chair next to that table or whatever. So with so many different object variations and over 1,000 objects, it seems like another good one to have a lot of freedom, but again, not have to come up with everything yourself. And I saw in the Steam trailer that you can pet the house mascot by like moving your cursor over it, which is really cute.
All right, sign me up.
Sold. We also have Cozy Rama, a peaceful sandbox where you shape your own magical dioramas, sculpt it, pick the right colors, decorate with hundreds of items, and add cute animals. Observe a cozy world growing around you. Just relax, unwind, and let your imagination bloom. I like this one because it's pretty unique. While it is a diorama builder, it's not set inside a room and it's outside in different biomes, but you're creating an outdoor scene. So you're not focusing on the buildings, although you can place buildings. It seems to be very focused on the outdoor aspects, and the buildings seem to be like pre-made for you, like more of a decor item. And they touched on this in the description. There are a bunch of different critters. That's cute. I saw like crabs, sheep, I think. I think I might have seen a chicken in there.
A chicken?
Yeah, so a bunch of different critter options. I really like that. And then they have that same tool as Tiny Glade where you can kind of glide it around to create the shape of the paths and rivers. So Cozy Rama is kind of toward like the top of my list for these ones because I just think the outdoor decorating aspect is like speaking to me, and then obviously the critters really seal the deal.
Right. I think cool concept to take something that is very similar to all of these other games where you are building something, but to just make it the outdoors specifically. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and that one's another floating island game too. And then keeping on track with the outdoor vibe, we have Tree Planter. And it says Tree Planter helps plant trees. For every copy sold, we plant a real tree. Create and enjoy a peaceful, interactive woodland throughout the changing seasons. So this is actually the same publisher as Summer House, and they really do plant a tree at a local farm for every copy sold, which is awesome. And in this one, you're creating an interactive woodland with trees, plants, and items. And animals move into the woodland as you're building it up too. So that's cool. This is another casual one with no prompts or goals. And it looks like you can change the size of the trees, like actually how big the whole tree is, but you can also move like the top of the tree where all the leaves are separately from the trunk and stuff. So it looks like there's a lot of customization, like more than you would think for something that's like focused on placing down plants. And then I saw one screen grab where there was like a tree house and one where there was a tire swing hanging up the tree. Cool stuff like that. The different seasons and time of day settings look gorgeous. There are a bunch of different flower options, and something that's really pretty about it is that you can see underground in the little bottom portion of the screen, and the roots of the trees are glowing, and it looks really pretty and ethereal.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, it was really pretty. And then I read that wildlife facts about plants and animals pop up as you play. So you'll like place a specific plant and a little fact card will come up for it. And then as you're building up the woodland, it'll attract different animals and you'll get little fact cards about those too. And you can go back and look at those facts at any time.
Oh, so you're telling me that it's educational.
Yeah, it's really cute. And then the last one on the list, we have Hosey. I bet a lot of people have heard of this one. It recently came out in March. And the rooms start out all full of junk and trash, and you have to clean them out. And you can throw away the trash, rake the leaves, mop, repair the floors, paint the walls. Like, for real though, it's not just like clicking on stuff to make it disappear. Like, you actually have to put the trash in the bin and hold the paint roller and like roll it across the wall to paint the different sections and stuff. So this one might be good for you if you like stuff like the games in this episode and also games like Power Wash Simulator, things like that. So that's cool. And this one also doesn't have a lot of direction, so you can kind of do your thing, just cleaning and decorating and kind of turn your brain off and get that satisfying gameplay of cleaning up the room and then decorating it how you want. And I feel like that extra mechanic of cleaning up the room before you decorate it can lead to a lot of hours of gameplay, because decorating games can already be games that you spend hundreds of hours in, and then this is adding like an extra step before you do that. I think it could also break up the gameplay really nicely too, where you don't just feel like you're doing the same thing back to back, because once you finish an area and you move on to the next one, you're swapping back to that cleaning up gameplay. I also saw a lot of videos of people playing this one, and it looks like they put a lot of thought into this game where everything is interactive. Like, I saw that if you like pick up a backpack, it'll like flop around because there's nothing in it. And I saw in the trailer that basically everything they clicked on had like a little interactive animation for it. Just looks really well done, and I would like to play Hosey sometime in the future. That's my list wrapped.
So many interesting takes on just a classic builder. That was really interesting.
Yeah, I like that there are so many different options, because it's like, I love when you're in the mood to play a certain type of game and you have a bunch of options for what that could look like, and you can kind of tailor it to your mood. And I also like having those options because I'm somebody who likes to play the same types of games back to back, but sometimes I just want it like in a different way to kind of break it up. Obviously, there are a million games like this. I just picked the ones that I've played recently and the ones that I'm hoping to play in the near future. So let us know what you thought about this episode, what you thought about the games, and if you would like to hear about more of them. And let us know what you think of the bite-sized episode format as well, because we are looking forward to doing a lot more of them.
Yeah, first bite size down. Had a great time. They're all fun, cute games. Great way to pass the time. And you know what? I think this was a perfect first bite-sized episode.
Yeah, so let us know what you thought about it. Let us know if you like these bite-sized episodes and if you have any ideas for them. You can find us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Heart Event Podcast, and we'll catch you at the next cutscene.
like the idea of this a lot. It reminds me.
Huh?
Huh?
No pressure or timers, just rely. Huh? P, are you ready?